Good afternoon and welcome. For those of you who don't know, I'm Max Alley, and I have the distinct privilege of being chairman of the Administrative Council for Covenant. But on behalf of Covenant, welcome. We are thrilled to have you here, and we're very excited about what's about to happen today. This is the first tangible step in a vision that's been in the works for a couple, 3, 4, 5 weeks. And our goal is not just to provide home for folks who've been displaced. We want this to be a tangible step to restoring hope, offering stability, and providing a space where families can rebuild their lives together and have our support. We're deeply grateful for all the volunteers and the partners that have helped us, the supporters who are making this possible. On a side note, we were the first to apply for something like this, and the first to get it, and the first to make a move on it. I get to stand up here and say it because they're the ones doing the work. But at this time, I just want everybody to understand this is a group effort, and we are so thrilled and excited to be doing this. At this time, though, I'm going to turn it over to Pastor Aaron.
It's so good to see each of you today on this very frigid day. But we're excited, as Mac mentioned, to be together, knowing that this is a collaborative effort. And most of all, we want to acknowledge God's presence and his leadership and guidance in this journey. So if you would, just join me in a moment of prayer. Ever-present God, we are so thankful for who you are and the way that you continue to draw near to us. God, we thank you for your provisions that continue to be made for us and for the healing opportunities that are unfolding among us in such tangible ways. God, in this long season of suffering, we give you thanks for the signs of hope that have just faithfully surrounded us over the last number of weeks. First, it was the shining sun after days of rain. Then it was the ongoing assistance from countless individuals and organizations from across our community and really across the country. God, we give you thanks for the creative ways in which people have solved problems and the authorities and organizations have amended policies, and every innovative way that you've equipped your creation to pursue peace and to heal a displaced people. God, in this room, I know each of us could tell stories of how this season has been demanding, grueling even. But as we pause to think about you in the midst of this particular project, we give you thanks that it has not actually been difficult. Somehow, by chance, a portion of this land lay empty. And by faith, a church council approved a wild idea. And by grace, the experts and workers, some of which are represented here, came willing to participate. And through connection, a number of campers came within days of a phone call. And despite all of our fears, unknown funding came to fruition. For all of these provisions and many, many, many more, we sing your praises again and again. And so today, may the breaking of ground in this space bring the healing of our hearts. May the breaking of ground outside these walls bear witness to the way that your own heart breaks for us. And in the breaking, both of the ground and of your heart, may we receive the promise of building and the hope of healing. Let it be so. In Jesus' name, amen. I want to take just a moment to acknowledge many of you who we have greeted generically and given thanks for just a moment ago. And I want to begin with our staff who have done every job they never signed up to do for the last 10 to 12 weeks. For Tracy and Ken, who I think Ken might even be working in the booth now. I don't know if that's actually him back there. Yeah, it is him back there. Tracy, who's at the door. We're so thankful for the way that you've kind of stuck through all the wild adventures so far. I also want to acknowledge Tyler Green in the room. This is our friend slash social media influencer slash first private donation of a camper beyond what the conference brought came from him, and so and his connections. So we're thankful for that, and want to pair with that an appreciation for the Western North Carolina Conference of the United Methodist Church, specifically our disaster response ministries team. They helped relocate a number of campers out on the property. I think 10 of the campers that are there came through our connection with them. And they were also the first people to help us get water and showers and laundry happening here, which was our first step towards helping everybody cope with the chaos in those early days. I want to acknowledge Buncombe County Schools. Several of you are here if you just want to wave your hand. We're thankful for the referrals. We're thankful for the leadership and the administration. And we're thankful that we have a way to identify families who are in need. And that process has been beautiful to begin to start to make those connections and get people into a space that they can call home. I also want to recognize Nick and Gary with Davis Civil Solutions. We're thankful that they came out. We're willing to draw up some beautiful plans that were also legal plans. That's always a helpful ingredient in the mix. And get us underway with submitting that for the formal process. And then our connection with Alan Stahl and Kilborn for our real estate lawyer who helped us draw up a contract to figure out how are we going to live together in this space with people that we've never met, and it's not really quite the same thing as a lease agreement. And then in the room, we have Pike Plumbing representation or Pike Services. And so thankful for your willingness in so many ways that I could tell you story after story of the way that they came up and helped us solve problems and then said, yeah, we're willing to break ground and we're willing to make this something more than a generator and a propane tank. We can make this a little bit better landing pad. So we're thankful for you all. For ABCCM's presence here and ongoing, ABCCM has been, after a family is referred, we make an appointment for intake with the crisis folks there so that everybody can exhaust the resources across the county to make sure that there is a successful outcome on the other side of the chaos and the tragedy here. And then, of course, the financial piece of it. We want to just sing our gratitude and thanks for the Western North Carolina Foundation for making that a possible reality that we hadn't even been ready to explore, and to Mr. Bruce Johnson for also helping make an initial investment to make this possible. Really, it helped us all go, we can do this, and so we're very thankful for that. Is there anybody else that we need to mention, Sam? Or anybody else who would say, hey, pick me? You know, we're pastors, like, we'll take up an offering right now if we need to. I'm going to invite Sam to come up now and just share a little bit more about the vision of this project.
I will say, for those who helped unload truck after truck, you can also thank Pike Plumbing for a skid steer and a pallet jack. So I think we need to give them a big round of applause. I learned how to drive that thing. I don't know if you knew I did that, but I did learn how to drive that thing while it was here. Sort of. Come on. I had 3,000 pounds of water. It didn't fall. We are very grateful for this day in many ways. It's a vision that started, I think it was just a couple of days before the Buncombe County Schools announced their going back to school date. I don't know if that was Thursday or Friday. Some of y'all in the school system might know, but I had opened an email early in the morning, and the email was from the Helene Coalition, and it said we need to prepare for a spring rebuild and tackle emergency housing now. And I remember after reading that, I was like, oh, okay. And we immediately got on the phone with our conference, and we started dreaming about what that would look like and how we could do that. And then it was just a couple days later that the Buncombe County School System gave their report that our McKinney-Vento families went from 254 to, at that time, 754. Is that right? Where are we at now? I know you're going to talk in a minute. 1,207 currently. That's a huge jump. And that statistic right there pierced our hearts, and we knew exactly what we needed to do. We knew how we should narrow our focus and how we should move forward. And while we were having conversations about how we could pull this off and come together and bring campers in particular, we started having conversations with our administrative council about what we could approve and how we could do that. And together, we started saying yes. That's important because every single one of you who are in this room are individuals who through this process have said yes. And there's a power that is unlocked in the yes that has brought us here to this moment. There's a power unlocked when you say yes with whatever is in your hand, whether it's the ability to lay pipe in the ground or the ability to fund a venture or the ability to bring campers or the ability to process families. There is an ability to say yes and a power that comes with that every time you choose to do so. And it is amazing to me that because our community, those of us who lived through this trauma and still feel the trauma in our bones, have said yes, and because of that, we are the first to build this, to provide this safe space for families and to make sure that they can enter this place of healing and this place of abundance in their lives. And that's what we're doing. Not only will not only have we done that already, we will continue to do that with each family who comes in. If you've looked at our website, we say that we are a temporary and participatory community, and it starts by your participation. The way that each one of you in this room have participated with time and energy and effort, and the way that we continue to participate, and then we invite the families to participate in their own journey of healing and transformation. The blankets that are at the back, and I'm going to forget, you'll have to remind me, the proverb is a Haitian proverb, and I always mix these up. It's the family is the village, or the village is the family. The neighborhood is the family, or the village is the family. This is kind of a guiding phrase for us as we come together and build the village, that each of the families who come on here will find new family. And it's not just with those who live here, but it truly is with all of you. And so thank you for offering that yes, for saying that yes, and for being here in this space where today we can take a huge step forward in making sure that I don't have to go out late at night like maybe last night when a heater goes out and figure out how to get heat going back again. We just plug right in and we're ready to go. Even a few minutes ago, Tyler said yes and brought 60, was it? No, it's 30 buddy heaters back up here because we had given all ours away. And so it was like, we're going to need to say yes to some buddy heaters here in a few minutes. But so thank you all for consistently saying yes. At this time, I want to invite one of the first people that said yes to this, Shannon Boyd, up here to give a short testimony for how important this work is to our community.
Thank you. Well, first, I want to say thank you to both of you for what you're doing and Covenant Community for allowing them to do all this great work. And so, yeah, I was so blessed to meet Sam, and Stephanie brought him over. I knew she knew we would work very well together. So thank you for your vision, and I was amazed. I asked him, I was like, have you been in a natural disaster before? Like, have you done this? And he said no. And so, but it really sounded like it because every idea that I could have imagined or thought of, he had it. So I was really blown away. And so I think, when I think of the village, I love the name because we know it takes a village. And when we think of 1,207 families or students that are living, they're displaced. They may not be in the car, they may not be in a tent right now, but a lot of them do not have a stable permanent housing. And so we need 100 of these. So maybe that can grow. We'll see. We'll see. But when I think of that, I think of when I drove up and I saw the campers. This is a place that these families are going to be able to call their home for now. And I'm so thankful for that. They're not having to live in that tent. They're not having to live in that car, or they're not having to live doubled up, tripled up with a family or a friend. And so when I saw that, I was very impressed, and I can't wait to see where this goes. And I think my biggest thought of the village and listening to some ideas that they had is that need for these families to feel a place of belonging. When they've lost everything and they don't have that anymore, this is going to be their place that they can call home. They're going to feel safe. And thinking of the resources that they're going to be able to connect to. And I love the ideas that you have already connecting with ABCCM and getting those things that they're going to be able to connect to. My heart is just really overwhelmed and just so blessed. And we appreciate, as Buncombe County Schools, as those employees and these people who work directly, you know, the boots on the ground. You've got some amazing social workers sitting right here, some amazing admin sitting right here, and we've seen the effects and the devastation of that. So thank you. Thank you for what you're doing, for saying yes. And we're going to say yes with you. Whatever you want us to do, we're going to do it, okay? That's all I can say. Thank you again, and thank you for letting me share that.
Thank you so much, Shannon. One final group that I want to acknowledge, and then we're going to move out into the field. So everybody, I hope you're bundled. But we could not do the intake and the different things that we've done without some volunteers within the church. Christy and Tom are sitting over here to my left, and they have met with these families. Tom was meeting with 2 families this morning, right, to go over the MOUs and to kind of make each family feel comfortable. Whitney is also a member of the church who has been here and been present doing intake with the families, and she is with her grandfather as he's actively passing, so continue to keep her in your thoughts and prayers. But she would love to have been here as well. But each of these individuals have been key in that. The final person that I want to mention is kind of a new addition to the team officially, but it is Keith West. He is another member here at the church, and he'll be coming on as project manager for us in this startup phase. And he's going to carry the first shovel out there. It's your official duty to do that. But we are extremely grateful that Keith is able to come on in that capacity. And again, a gift to us from the conference to help make that possible and to keep us moving forward with this work. With that said, we are going to move outside, and I think we're moving out the doors and to the right. Is that correct, gentlemen? What I'd like for you to do, if you'll circle up out there, we're going to do kind of a 10-second countdown. Aaron Pike is going to be in the, is it an excavator? Am I right about that? Okay. I don't know my heavy equipment. I shouldn't have been driving it, but I did. But he's going to be in the excavator. He's going to dig the first couple scoops, and then as a part of saying yes, everybody gets a chance for the photo op and throw that dirt in the air. So nothing is off limits here. There's no formality to who gets to do this. We're all digging in the dirt today, and I hope you will, because you are an active part of this. So at this time, anything else that I forgot for this? All right, if you'll rise and let's go right outside to get this thing kicked off. All right. Are we ready for the countdown? Can you hear me in the back? All right. In 10, 9, 8, 7,